What do people think is healthy but really isn't? Fat-free food. Yet to make up for the loss of fat, they pump it full of sugars. Besides that, your body needs fats. Fats aren't some evil, bad, chunky boys. Our body relies on them. As long as you don't receive too much of it, and it's mostly unsaturated fats, you're good. Plus, a lot of tastiness is stored in the fat. Vitamin water. It's stacked with ridiculous levels of sugar and no vitamins. I love that in the lawsuit against them for just this reason, their argument was something along the lines of, no reasonable person would think vitamin water is a health beverage. Sure. Shielding their children from every conceivable horror in the real world until they're 18 and naive as fuck. Straight up let your kids get scraped knees and watch an R-rated movie every once in a while. This was my wife. Parents shielded her from everything. Needless to say, she went a lot crazy when she got to college. Go on. She married this guy. That about says it all. Gluten-free food is for people allergic to gluten. It's not some dieting trick. As someone with a gluten allergy, I am grateful for ignorance on this topic. Gluten-free foods used to be hard to find, but thanks to its popularity, now most major grocery stores I go to have entire sections for gluten-free products. Yeah, but now you also get groups incorrectly labeling in order to cash in. Remember a while back when Papa John had gluten-free pizza crusts that they prepped on the same counters as the other dough, along with wheat flour to keep it from sticking? A lot of celiacs got sick from it because the dough itself might have been gluten-free, but the end product was not. Granola bars. The one I was eating daily had the nutritional value of a Snickers. Granola bars were always meant to be a portable, non-perishable and high-energy snack which is automatically going to have carbs and sugar. Reminds me of the breakfast cookie shit people make and then they somehow decide it is healthy because it's not bacon or chocolate? I don't even understand. Edit. On the topic of advertising. Very few brands actually advertise as health food. They advertise to active people, and I think the effect of seeing healthy people in the advertisements is part of what gives that false sense of nutritional value. Smoothies from smoothie shops. They use sorbets, ice creams, and juices with an insane amount of sugar in them. My sister worked at a smoothie shop and people would always come in after going to the gym. It's not what most people think it is. I find myself craving smoothies after the gym as my body is desperate for a sugary cold drink, and I remind myself that I'm a chubby penguin and move on. The stupid cleanses. Your body naturally gets rid of toxins and stuff. You just need to drink water. If you need to clean anything, it's your liver. Give it 6 weeks without alcohol or drugs, it'll thank you for it. Getting into a relationship to save help fix mend someone. A lesson that people hopefully learn. TV and movies show some messed up relationships that seem normal when you are inexperienced at dating. I see the Buffy and Angel relationship very differently as an adult compared to as a teen. Those stupid juicing detox programs. Your body's liver and kidneys naturally detox your body so long as you drink plenty of water. This whole notion that you are detoxing your body with juice is asinine. There's something about sitting on the toilet for the whole weekend that's really appealing to some people, though. Dedicating your entire life to your work without an outlet separate of it. Same goes with overbearing relationships. You will begin to resent whatever you enjoy if it's the sole reason for your existence. The vast majority of salads at restaurants. A handful of lettuce buried beneath fried chicken, cheese, and ranch dressing. Don't come at Cobb salads like that. Cable news. People who watch it think they're better informed by watching 6 hours of news a day, when they're really just buying into the fear, anger, outrage cycle which just feeds back into watching more of the same. Bottling up their emotions so others don't have to hear it, for most people. Emotions are like farts. You may struggle to find a good time and place to let them out, but if you never let them out, you'll explode. I think a lot of millennials and Gen Zers are beginning to catch on to how bad it can potentially be. But I think dedicating your life just to work is really unhealthy. I mean, fair enough if you have a job you really enjoy. But even so, if you dedicate almost every waking moment to your job, there's a problem generally. It's not a great attitude, live to work. I can't stress this enough. I had a job like this where I was working 70 to 80 hours a week as a salaried employee. Cuts continued to happen and the responsibility continued to pile on. I was out of shape and probably would have died young if I continued working there. I made a change and my stress levels have decreased significantly. I'm eating right and I'm getting enough sleep. Vaginal washes on a daily basis so it smells like lavender instead of what vaginas are supposed to smell like. It's unnecessary and changes your pH down there and predisposes you to infections. Thanks for doing your part to explain this. My favorite part of this thread and others on this subject are the couple of people at the bottom of the thread without vaginas who insist they know better than women and medical professionals about how to keep the vagina and labia clean. For those of you who are confused or learning this for the first time, the vagina is self-cleaning like the eyeball. It doesn't need soap and can irritate the skin. The labia is like the skin around the eye. It needs to be clean, and there's some debate over whether a mild soap is better or whether you should just rinse the skin with cool, plain water. Now, imagine that you've an eye infection. Should you wash the eyeball with soap to keep it clean? No. That's only going to irritate the eye and make it worse. You need special medicine for an eye infection. Just like women need a special medicine for infections of the vulva and labia. What should your eyeball smell like? Lavender or summer fresh? No. It should smell like an eyeball. Skin. Maybe a bit of saltiness from natural tears. A bit like the natural oils from your hair. What should the vagina and labia smell like? Skin. A bit musky from the natural odors from hair follicles and natural secretions. A little tangy or acidic from the pH that deters unhealthy organisms from colonizing there. If there's a very fishy, bread-like, sweet or fruity, infected, or very sour smell going on down there, it's usually a sign that something's going on that needs to get checked out. And it's not because someone is a disgusting person, but because an opportunistic organism has overrun the natural defenses of the body. Comparing it to an eyeball is a fucking great analogy. I've never heard it before, but I'll definitely use it from now on when I explain it to others, as it will be something that pretty much everyone can relate to, even though it shouldn't have to be that way. It's very eye-opening. Getting lemonade or some other juice, rather than soda at a restaurant. Or even having it at home. I started to drink more apple juice than soda at home, and I quickly noticed that there's way too much sugar in there. I usually add water. Tastes a lot better. Forgiving a family member simply because they're family. Sometimes people do horrible things to others and you're better off without them in your life, regardless of relation. It's not really fair to say things are healthy versus unhealthy. A burger is a nutritious food. You have carbs, fat, protein. But if you're eating burgers all the time, you have a problem. People like to answer these sorts of questions by saying, yogurt, with the implication that it's marketed as healthy, but actually junk. It's not the case. For example, you can eat those 80 to 100 calories cups of yogurt that have 8-9 g of sugar, 10-15 g of protein. I'll usually have one of these a day. Or you can eat one with 200 calories and 30 g of sugar, and almost no protein, and have them all the time. There's a difference. Smoothies are often seen as healthy, too, but you can easily cram 1,000 plus calories into a smoothie and it feel like a light snack. But if you are careful about what you put into the smoothie, it actually can be a light snack. Marijuana. While it can have positive effects, it does have negative effects, too. Activated charcoal. It's amazing if you've been poisoned, but it absorbs good nutrients and medications as well. I'm getting so sick of seeing it in everything. Declawing cats. It's literally amputation at the first knuckle. Painful as fuck. Healthy alternatives. Regular trimming and scratching posts. Not gonna lie, I used to tell myself if I ever got a cat, I'd declaw them right away. I hate the scratches, the damage to furniture, etc. Then I heard how it's done. Now I just decided I'll never get a cat. I can't do that to an animal for selfish reasons. If I can't deal with the potential consequences, then I'm not fit for one. There are plenty of cats sitting in shelters that have already been declawed by their past owners and could use a home. Doing a keto diet but only eating the foods you like that are allowed. I.e., someone I know eats bacon and sausages every single day and sucks down a can of whipped cream because she's going keto. He's going keto, but he's not on a diet. Odds are he is still eating too many carbs if he's really sucking down a can of whipped cream. If you are using keto as a diet, you can't ignore your caloric intake. CECO still applies. Eating 5,000 calories but staying under 20 carbs will still result in you gaining weight. 3 large meals a day. I was a manager of a Jamba Juice for a year or so, and people used to come in BC. They got it was healthy, but the most commonly ordered smoothie by this crowd. Apples and greens. The small size has 44 g of sugar. Most of the smoothies are packed in sugar. The inability to be separated from one's partners for a slightly extended amount of time. There is often more than love there. That shit starts to border on already is codependency. Organic, chemical-free skin care. Basically replacing helpful and safe chemicals for your skin with irritating ingredients, food, and essential oils that would just make things a lot worse. Sure, it works for some people, but it's not exactly a good thing to tell everyone that chemicals are bad. People often forget that we, and our skin, are actually a chemic composition, and not all of these are harmful, but are actually good for you. What is not as healthy as people think? Leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.